RIP Windows 7. So yeah, this article is about letting go of Windows 7, and also an issue that we may not actually focus on because we're too busy focusing on another issue that is actually the exact opposite of this problem. So a lot of the times we hear about digital adoption and the issues of getting people to adopt digital, but more often there's an issue of actually letting go of certain technologies because they're redundant and they actually prove more of a risk than the new technologies that we are afraid of adopting or resistant to adopt or have adopted, depending on where we're at. So so today Windows 7 is now unsupported by Microsoft, which for people like myself is a sad thing. I love Windows 7. I really did. I thought it was actually a great operating system. Obviously we had Vista or something, Vista, and before that XP, loved that too. That was groundbreaking, I think. And with the issues of Vista, XP to Vista conversions, was like, I'm not getting that, so I stuck with XP for ages. And then Windows 7 came out. Hooray! The joy for Windows 7 was epic. It was just beautiful. Just everything worked with it. And obviously there were probably a lot of snags or whatever, but that was probably worked out through Vista and the failure of that. Anyway, so Vista, XP, Windows 7, brilliant. Then we heard of Windows 8. What? Oh, Windows 8 is going to be exceptional, right? Wrong. Windows 8 was a disaster. Facts. By the time Windows 8 had come out, my laptop was fairly old. I could have bought another one, but I didn't. It was actually I'd also converted to Chromebook. I had a Chromebook as well. Love that. Love Chromebook. Not gonna lie, got one of the first generation ones. So again, adopting the new technology and finding out about it is not a problem for me. But then I also bought a laser machine, which meant that using Windows 7 with the software, because they were compatible, it was imperative that I stuck with it. So yeah, roll on a few years, Windows 8 starts popping up. Start hearing about all these stories of people reverting back to Windows 7 after going to Windows 8. All these people buying new laptops and stuff, complaining. Big issue. And so, having observed all of that, I was like, I'm not getting any Windows 8 technology for now. See how it goes. Carried on with Windows 7. Carried on. Then, recently heard the news. When did I hear? Probably last year at some point. That Windows 7 was gonna become unsupported. What? Couldn't believe it. I thought there was one point where they did stop supporting it, but then they brought it back again. I think because the amount of people that used it and required it to remain after the disaster that was Windows 8. Digital reversion. I'm very much, I like to stay abreast of technology, as you'll probably be aware, but I don't like, I'm very resistant to things, and I don't jump on the bandwagon too quickly. Make sure I've done my research, make sure it's tried and tested, all of that good stuff, unless it's super exciting. and I can afford it at the time. So anyway, where are we at? So yeah, Windows 7 no longer supported. What am I gonna do? Why am I panicked? Well, mainly because of the laser machine and how that's gonna run. To be honest, I don't think it should be too much of a problem, and the key things that I'm gonna do are consult with my laser company, the laser company that provides the software, and ask them what they think and how they've been using it. Should have done it from before, but again, digital reversion and digital resistance is where I'm at right now, which some of you may be surprised about, but that's life, innit? I'm only human, and you can't afford everything at the time that it's brought out and all that kind of stuff, and you have to make proper plans for it. So anyway, we shall see how that pans out. Before I can make any other decisions, i.e. whether to upgrade to Windows 10, whether to put a Mac in the studio, the main thing I'm going to do is make sure that my unsupported Windows 7 laptop is not connected to the internet at any way, shape or form, because that's where I guess the main risk will come through. And just got to protect it for now until I've made a decision. So again, by sticking to old technology, there's a risk. Moving to new technology, there's a risk. And for both sides of the spectrum, you've just got to think, you've got to do your research, you've got to budget accordingly, and you've got to make sure that your assets are ultimately protected, and those of your clients and your customers and so on. There's really no excuses. So frankly, that's it. There is it. So yeah, long live RIP Windows 7. I'm so sad today. And long live Windows 10, I guess. Whatever. Yeah, so yeah, please make sure that you are protecting your businesses and your assets by doing the right things, getting research, getting help and support, talking to people if you don't understand what you need to do, and yeah, get on the case. See ya.